What if you had to hide who you really are in order to fit into your society or just to stay safe? We'll look at three stories about passing as something you're not. Rachel Dolezal, who feels that she needs to hide her race and pass as a black woman. Dick and Zeke Taylor, who tell the story of hiding their relationship in small town Arkansas, 1975. And Nekema Tech, who as a child hid her heritage in order to survive the Holocaust.
Rachel Dolezal was born white. Over the years, she embraced black culture. Her parents adopted black children. She went to a black college. She became a civil rights activist. She changed her appearance. Eventually, she claimed that she was black. Rachel has a background of being a civil rights leader, a teacher, an artist, a hairstylist, and a mother. Rachel was born November 12, 1977, by her white parents. Many Americans, and especially blacks, are familiar with the black to white passing, whereby black Americans with European features present and identify as white. Pictures of Rachel growing up showed a fair-skinned blonde. Today you see a woman with darker complexion and curly brown hair. Rachel quoted, "I have experienced being treated as a light-skinned black woman. Cops marked black on my traffic tickets. When I apply for a job with a white male leaving, they said Rachel's a colored girl. He had a $70,000 salary. The job description was the same, but mine was $36,000.
Terrible break for you. I'm sure that he would have been very proud of you.
Is that your dad?
Yeah, that's my dad.
This man right here is your father? Right there?
You have a question about that?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
was wondering if your dad really is an African American man.
That's a very, I mean, I don't know what you're implying.
Are you African American?
I don't understand the question of, I did tell you that yes, that's my dad. And he was unable to come in January.
Are your parents,
I'm
are
not-
they white?
The story of Dick Titus and Zeke Taylor shows us how a couple might have to hide their sexual orientation from their community and the dedication that is required to keep their relationship going.
It would have been so hard on you if we had lived in the open at that time. You chose the name Oscar as your work name, and when we would go out, if someone said, "Hey, Oscar," I just kept walking like we were strangers.
In a small town like Fayetteville, everybody would know I was gay and nobody would hire me. So we had two houses because I needed a place so people could come after work and have a beer or hang out.
Kept the Miller Lite cold in the fridge for when the guys came over.
Even though it had clothes in it and food, you could open the door and swear I slept there last night, but I never did. You know, I've never really told you how brave I think you are. You were this openly gay ballet dancer, and I was always the chameleon. And I think that I took the coward's way out.
But I felt like this is the price we have to pay to be together.
You know, even though I come across as a strong one, you're really the strong one in our relationship. And I admire you for being your own person all these years.
Dick and Zeke have been together for more than 40 years now. Dick no longer feels that he has to hide his identity to be accepted. They have been open about the relationship since moving from Fayetteville in 1988. On May 13, 2014, Dick and Zeke became the first gay male couple to be legally married in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, 2 years before this interview was recorded.
Not only is there sexual or racial passing, but during the period of German raids, Jews were found out and were at the risk of being eliminated and killed. This took place in fall of 1942, when Lublin, Poland was declared Juderian, or free of Jews. Any Jews found by the authority were either murdered on the spot or arrested and deported to concentration camps. Simply put, at point, no Jew had the right to live in Lublin. The city was filled with Nazi collaborators aiding the Germans in their effort to uncover every single Jew in a small Jewish family, had no choice but to protect their son by faking his religion. Nekema Tech was told by her family eventually they would have to temporarily give up their Jewish identity and learn how to pretend to be a Polish Catholic. They started by memorizing prayers to absorb the meanings of different holidays and to follow instructions on how to behave in the church. Speech was something that could easily give away the religion. Luckily for Nekema Tech, she was fortunate enough to have blue eyes and blonde hair, and enough practice. Her speech did not reveal her Jewish background. She assumed a fake name, fake past, fake birthday, and fake heritage. She had fake papers and memorized her fake ancestry names and birthdays. She believed that it was thanks to passing religion that she was able to survive the Holocaust.
And the Germans are running around with those kids that are telling them Jude, Jude, and with little light, flashlights into the eyes. Why in the eyes? Because Jews were known for the sadness of their eyes. You could identify a Jew by the sadness of their eyes. In fact, before I went on the train, my parents told me, don't have such unhappy eyes. You must have happy eyes. Well, how do you have happy eyes if you are not very happy? Although I was happy in a way that I was going with them, but you know, the pain was there. People were really dying like flies around us. And so my mother would say, think about happy things that were, happy things that will be, but don't think about the war or anything that is happening to us now. I probably tried, I don't know, maybe people didn't look at my eyes, whatever. And as we were coming down, my father was behind also for safety, you know, not to go together. And there was a checking point, you know, the Germans were standing, the soldiers was checking point, you showed your documents, and the German looked at me, you know, he patted my head. An Aryan child was passing, so he had to pay attention. And we moved, and this is how we passed. And my father passed behind. We didn't look back. We knew we shouldn't, but we felt him in the back. And then we took the carriage, and this was our entrance into the so-called Aryan side, the side of Warsaw that was forbidden to the Jews.